Hi and welcome to Experience Points by University XP. On Experience Points, we explore different ways we can learn from games. I'm your host Dave Eng from Games-Based Learning by University XP. Find out more at universityxp.com. On today's episode, we'll cover the relationship between play and work. Games are a type of work if you think about it. We invest our time in games. We give games our attention. We give games our mental capacity. But why do we do that? What makes play work? The answer is that great work is also great play. Great play makes us more productive. That means that great games can also help us become better and more productive individuals. Let's examine gameplay as work and why we continue to play games despite difficulties to the contrary. Part of why we continue to play is because we enjoy the feelings of competent engagement that we get from games. This allows us to get more serious about our work. It also affects how we approach gameplay. So if plays like work, do games make us more productive? Turns out that they do. Playful activities are intrinsically more motivating and can help you become more productive in the workplace. So it's no wonder why employers are turning to games to help make their workplace more gameful and engaging. If games are already dominating our attention of some employees, then it makes sense to incorporate aspects of games into the work environment. If you look closely, then you can already see this happening in some workplaces. Think about a sales team that tracks their monthly, quarterly, and yearly sales goals. That could turn into a competition where individuals are striving to outdo one another. This feedback system could easily be gamified where management adds challenges. Those challenges could include sales goals. Management could also support their sales team by providing them with new ways to source leads and earn some significant wins. Bernard Suits defined games as a voluntary attempt to overcome unnecessary obstacles. That doesn't sound very much like work. Work is overcoming necessary obstacles for us in order to attain something in return. So before we dive deeper into productivity at work, let's first determine why we play games to begin with. Games foster intrinsic motivation. That is a desire for us to play because we enjoy the process. The three parts of intrinsic motivation include competence, autonomy, and relatedness. Competence comes from our ability to take part in and affect the game. This means that we have the ability to do something. Autonomy addresses people's abilities to act independently from others in making their choices. Relatedness reflects how choices are made affect the game and its outcomes. These intrinsic motivations are also present in active and productive workplaces. Employees who are most productive are also competent. They can do the job that's assigned to them. High-performing employees can also work autonomously and execute their own actions according to their own agenda. This affects their relatedness and how their actions affect themselves and the whole workplace. So how can someone associate play with work? It's because play is inherently intrinsic. We are capable, we are autonomous, and we are relatable. When we are playing, we are the most productive workers. That's why the opposite of play is not work. Great play is great work. The opposite of play is depression, and it's something that we should work to avoid to have the most active and engaged workforce possible. So what makes play work and what makes work play? The key here is to be competently engaged. If we feel competent at something and we feel that we can have an impact on the environment through our actions, then we are engaged. Part of what makes games so engaging is that it is an easy way for us to demonstrate our capacity and our competency. We keep playing because demonstrating that competency is addicting. This is so addicting that we'll keep playing games until we demonstrate mastery by beating the game. This feeling of mastery, this inherent feeling of demonstrating our competency, is exactly what Ralph Koster describes in his book, A Theory of Fun for Game Design. It's the ability for us to experiment and demonstrate our mastery in what makes games an inherently pleasurable activity. That activity is work. That's why even hard work can become engaging, motivating, and addicting. We can volunteer to spend long hours to just hit the top of the leaderboard, but whether that is in Dance Dance Revolution or part of our sales meeting is a matter of venue and location. So what does that mean for games? We can play while we work because play is work. Games are serious business and should be taken as seriously as our work. That serious attitude demands that we become part of a larger community where thousands band together for our love of work and play. And that is why we love games. We love to work. Games are about training their players to solve complex problems, to develop their competency, and display their mastery over these challenges. There is no better definition of work than games. I hope you found this episode useful. If you'd like to learn more, then a great place to start is with my free course on gamification. You can sign up for it at universityxp.com/gamification. You can also get a full transcript of this episode, including links to references in the description or show notes. Thanks for joining me. Again, I'm your host Dave Ang from Games-Based Learning by University XP. On Experience Points, we explore different ways we can learn from games. If you like this episode, please consider commenting, sharing, and subscribing. Subscribing is absolutely free and ensures that you'll get the next episode of Experience Points delivered directly to you. I'd also love it if you took some time to rate the show. I live to lift others with learning, so if you found this episode useful, consider sharing it with someone who could also benefit. Also, make sure to visit University XP online at universityxp.com. University XP is also on Twitter at university_XP and on Facebook as University XP. Also, please feel free to email me anytime. My email address is dave@universityxp.com. Game on.